Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly values, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. How are you doing today? Hopefully everybody's doing fine. Hopefully everybody's doing fine. Sometimes I cannot get this right. Okay. Okay. So, I'm always getting these little clips and whatnot. You know what? That's what I forget. I forgot the little pen. It ain't gonna stay if you don't pin it. We're gonna talk about, this sometime why I do, but maybe I intentionally forget it. Forget it on purpose, accidentally on purpose. Okay, there we go. I'm gonna share a clip with you guys, and the clip is just an Instagram clip. It's supposed to be funny, right? And it is funny. The lady who made the clip is a comedian. She's on the thumbnail. Some of you may recognize her, Daphne, and she do little skits and stuff like that. And so this was yet just another skit that she created. And it's supposed to be lighthearted and it's supposed to be funny and all of this other type of stuff. But it's always the devil is always in the details of the comments. Okay. Always in the details of the comments. Now, this was a simple skit where she's pretending to be, the old ladies, our grandmothers, Gen X's grandmas, and stuff like that. I'm gonna show you a little clip. The only reason I'm not gonna play the sound to it is she's not saying nothing. It's just a little music playing, but I don't want nobody to say nothing about the music. Thank you for kicking off the super chat. Lou Casely kicking off with your super sticker. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you. Oh, thank you so much, Theo. Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, sweetheart, so very much. Thank you for that. So I'm gonna let the only reason I'm not gonna let you hear the sound is because it's music, and I don't really want anyone to say anything about the musical part of it, right? It's playing that little song that Charlie Wilson was singing, and he sung it in some kind of challenge. Can I get to the yams? Sweet, yeah. Is that's what's playing. That's what she's kind of grooving to, just to give you a concept. But anyways, I'm going to stop jaw jacking, and I'm going to just let you kind of see, the little skit has. It's funny because she's seductively stirring grits or whatever it is in that pot. Probably nothing in that pot. Thank you so much, Stephen, for your contribution as well, sweetheart. Thank you. Thank you so much. Be honest for your contribution as well. I appreciate you. Okay, we're going to share the screen. And the little caption says the outfit that kept grandma pregnant and all her bills paid. It's the seductive look for me with the wig. Okay, it's the wig and the seductive look while she's stirring something. Oh, and she's saying that it wasn't a divorce in sight, right? So as you can see, I left some comments. I didn't even come back to see what the replies were to the comments. That'll be interesting. But then we have, I guess this is supposed to be a dude. Meanwhile, grandpa still cheated, still had kids in other places, and right now they sleep in separate rooms and can't stand each other, and their whole marriage was toxic. Truth be told, like, it be the narrative for me, y'all. The narrative. He just had another family across town. Y'all realize women couldn't get credit or mortgages in their own name until 1974, right? Because that's going to make a marriage work out. Not a divorce in sight because she couldn't even if she wanted to. Somebody said, y'all took this post the most toxic way possible in these comments. They did. Then somebody else said, these comments are crazy. Both my grandmothers were educated, had careers, stayed married to their husbands from a young age throughout their whole lives into their 90s. And they wore the same outfit. And they didn't wear it because they were pregnant all the time or depressed or stuck in the house. They wore it because that's what was in at the time. These were modest women who knew to show in the world their assets would devalue them as a person. I see women today all over social media, everything hanging out. And what man is supposed to cherish what all other men have seen? My granddads on both sides cherished their wives because whatever she has was for him and stayed under that dress for his eyes only. Let these new age women tell it though. Okay, that's interesting to see the comments here. Said my grandparents too, very happy and in love. Mine too. G-Ma wore no panties for G-Pa, and he was faithful the whole time and got a tattoo of her when she passed because she was it. These kids nowadays don't even know. So women who show their assets don't respect themselves. Says who? You don't. Please be for real. We don't care what you think, nor need your input on what we can or can't wear if we respect ourselves. Girl, bye. Somebody said same. My Mima wore a duster every day, but Sunday. She and my grandfather loved each other and their kids. I thought the skit was cute. Okay. Because she was always pregnant and had no job. She was in that robe all day because she was depressed. Don't know about y'all grandma, but these comments sound miserable. My grandma was a baddie, had 12 kids. Grandpa kept money. She stayed fly. And I am single. I'm about to go buy a 12 pack of them moo-moos, if that's the secret. Then somebody said because she had no income, no input. Grandma was miserable her whole marriage. Those same grandmas couldn't provide for themselves and endure all kinds of verbal and physical abuse, but had no better option in life. Y'all need to stop this madness. These are the comments under a skit. Interesting to see what comments was under mine. Couldn't say it better. Well said. They were real women superior to any of these feminists today. Make modern women look like unfeathered birds. Well said. And I don't disagree. I guess what I want to know is why it's always expected for the woman to be the one to put up with or be strong. Nobody said put up with nothing. Why isn't a woman's peace and happiness the main focus? Because that's not. That's why I lean towards modern women thinking, because I value myself too much to be put through the ringer for the sake of just saying I'm not single. We're going to attack that. And it's not like men aren't constantly trying to court me. And I've had several proposals too. Again, with the proposals, I just always ask my guys who don't y'all care about her mental health, peace of mind, etc. The value is always on how much she can endure. And that's terrifying. Nobody said, I'm going to read you my comment. Somebody said, why am I just now seeing you on Instagram? Okay. My comment said, it's the narratives for me that the women of that time were either too stupid, too broke, too needy, and were always enduring some sort of abuse as the reason why their marriages lasted. Now women have all this education, freedom, money, can do whatever they want except be women worthy of being wives. Instead of being wives, the women of today say they don't need men and are better off single. Yet these same women cry and complain about men not taking the initiative to take care of them and marry them and make families with them. The women of that time were much smarter than modern women today, because they understood that even if a marriage was not perfect, and I'm not talking about a toxic union, it was better than trying to raise children alone or not being part of a community in a positive way. She knew her value as a woman. Many of today's women have zero idea what makes them valuable as women. It's not even not being able to, quote, keep a man, but more so not being able to create a positive, loving, and safe environment or nurture healthy relationships. I'm going to stop sharing. Okay. Let me get to these super chats really, really quickly. Thank you, Miss Gloria, for your super chat, sweetheart. Thank you, TH, for yours as well. Several things wrong here that we got to attack today. I want everybody to hit the like button, because we're going to deal with a lot of things today, because I'm getting tired of these modern women thinking they got it figured out and you miserable. You want to talk about how miserable G-Ma was? No, she wasn't. That's the lie y'all tell yourselves to make it be okay that you're miserable and single. So any which way to devalue a marriage and devalue a union, any way to devalue that stuff, any way to make it seem lower or lesser than what it was to have an intact family. When do we start hating intact families? That's what a lot of y'all need to ask yourself. When did you start hating an intact family? Huh? The concept of her keeping her marriage together or playing her role in keeping her marriage together automatically mean toxic to you? Because it's not toxic to jump from man to man. It's not toxic to get my age and have to tell somebody that you ain't never been in a serious relationship. It's not toxic to have always consistently been somebody's side piece or jump off. That ain't toxic. That ain't toxic, though. That's cool. You living your best life with that, right? You living your best life being a whole baby mama, because that's what you support. That's what you get behind. That's what you rally. You just got through putting a collective battery in Keke Palmer's back. Now she acting a fool. She's showing just how much class she never had. And no matter how disrespectful she gets, y'all are somewhere in the peanut gallery cheering it on. And when we start talking about when we start talking about intact families, when we start talking about having a relationship with the man you lay with and spread your legs for and have children for, now all of a sudden that's toxic. When we start talking about marry before you carry, that's toxic. When we start talking about marriages is not some type of fantasy world where you get to just do what you want to do and kick up your toe and this man's supposed to be your footstool. Now we talking toxic. When we talk about a relationship ain't going your way 100% of the time, all the time. You don't know what's going on. You want one thing today and another thing tomorrow. And a man's supposed to go any way the wind blow with you. And when he ain't doing that, he toxic. Because you have a role to play in the marriage as well. And not just sitting up being a little princess. There's work to do in a healthy relationship. It's more work to do in a healthy relationship than a toxic one. Truth be told, because toxicity ain't nothing but unbridled chaos and folks doing whatever they want to do. It's much more work to create a peaceful environment where you having a healthy relationship. But y'all don't know nothing about healthy relationships, do you? Because you ain't never been in one. You ain't never been in no relationship. When we break it down and let you talk, you ain't never been nothing but a side piece. You ain't never been nothing but a slide. You little jump off, that's all you ever been, isn't it? So you want to throw shade at a married woman. You want to throw shade at your grandmama, but you wouldn't have been here without her. Whatever sacrifice she made, you wouldn't have been here without her. It was your grandmother that went to school to make it okay for you to get your degree. She made it all right. These women out here wasn't stupid. Let y'all tell it, every grandmama in the black community was getting beat on and cheated on. You're getting beat on and cheated on because you don't have any standard. Because you let any man in your circle. Because you lay down with dogs and be mad that you get up with fleas. You. Thank you, JS. So whose black grandmother didn't have a job? They worked as housekeepers in factories during World War II, nurses, secretaries. When did this narrative get created that old school women didn't work? I don't know where they get that from. Grandma worked hard. Let's talk about it. Thank you, Miss Lou Casely, sweetheart. Thank you so much. A standing ovation for this passionate presentation. Thank you, sweetheart. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much, beloved. Thank you again, Be Honest. Thank you, Miss Bella said, keep your foot on the neck. Oh, we going there today. I don't know who grandmama didn't work. I don't know who grandmama didn't break her back. Let's talk about it. Since y'all want to talk about G-Ma. G-Ma had more womanhood in her pinky toe than you will ever have in your whole life. Who do you think them women were when we look at them old pictures of women going to school and being cheered and jeered at and attacked? Who do you think them women were? Who? Them was the grandmamas. And you know what she was able to do? Y'all weak as day old dishwater. She was able to go and do whatever kind of work she was doing. And it wasn't always some back-breaking, cleaning up Miss Ann's house either. A lot of these women was educated. They was going out into the workforce. And she was able to come home. She had about 7 kids. She was able to raise them. She had system order instruction in that house because Big Daddy gave it to her. She was able to have dinner ready. She was able to have the house clean after her shift or whatever shift she was working. And she had sense enough to give Big Daddy the big piece of chicken at the head of the table and had them kids in line. She had sense enough to keep them kids out her business with Big Daddy. Because whether they were going smooth or going bumpy, it wasn't none of them kids' business. She had sense enough to not lean on her kids for all her emotional support. She had sense enough not to make her son husbands because she had a husband. She had sense enough to keep her marriage together. I don't care what happened at that job with Mr. Charlie. She knew not to put her eggs in the basket with Mr. Cartwright. She knew just because she was getting them little tools and fuels out that job not to leave her husband. That was the baby boomers for that, our mothers. But her mother knew better than that. She taught values and morals to her kids. I don't care if they was living in the projects. You wasn't going to litter and do all this other stuff because we live here. All her sons wasn't in a gang. Her daughters was able to get married. And the whole time she was going to work and the whole time she was going to school, Big Daddy wasn't trying to stop her. And all that, oh, she was getting cheated on. A lot of times, them men didn't have time to cheat. Because he breaking his back at work. He working in the factory. He working wherever he working, probably most likely doing a manual labor job. And not only did he not have time, he loved Big Mama. He loved her. So how dare y'all get up now in 2023 and want to cast aspersions on a relationship? They had a community. We had community then. We don't get it now. We don't get it now. All we got is a bunch of thoughts and baby mamas that couldn't care less about a family. That couldn't care less about marrying the man that they having babies by. You have a baby by anybody. Under any circumstance and condition. Then you want to talk about what Big Mama went through. Like you happy. Did your degree make you happy? Are you happy? Are you better off? Because ain't y'all the same women that get online crying and snotting about what kind of man you ain't got? About why these men don't want you and why they passport bros. Ain't that you? So lonely you got gotta go down to Jamaica and have a man in a river that you don't know feel all up on your cootie cat just to get the touch of a man? Ain't that you? I don't know no married women doing it. Big Mama wouldn't have done it. Ain't that you? That man been doing whatever with his hands all day in that little nasty river. That river nasty. You mess around and ingest some of that, you have a parasite so bad in your intestines. And you let him stand in that river, that nasty, muddy, nasty river, and you lay on a raft. So desperate to have a man even touch you. You walk around naked all day and they won't even touch you. Big Mama had a moo-moo on. Could keep Big Daddy off of her. She managed to do it and not become 5,000 pounds. Everybody Big Mama wasn't fat. Some of them Big Mama stayed fly. After the 12 kids and the 15 grandbabies. Thank you, Sister Amina, for your super sticker, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Cool Jen said, bring that fire, Crimson. Modern women need to get back in order and stop disrespecting the righteous ones. Always disrespecting the older generation of women. Ain't nobody said the women was perfect, but they had better sense collectively. Thank you, Miss Alicia said, bravo, Miss Kendra. True story. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Charlie. So let's not forget white supremacy was overt around World War II. Still, black women worked their tails off and kept a clean house, had a hot dinner ready for the family. Exactly. Thank you, Grady Morris. I love sisters like you, Danica, Chantel, Reva, Six the Goddess, and whoever I miss. Thank you, sisters, for putting these hyenas in their place. Much love from Detroit. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Y'all running around here weak. You got one child. Lowered expectations. The men is coming in and helping you with the dishes and stuff here and there, and you whining, my mental health. Oh, I can't deal with these kids. And they crying. You got one or two little kids. And you can't get it together to have furniture in your house more than an air bed. Big Mama had a house full of furniture. So much that you didn't want to touch it. It was too many knickknacks. Huh? Big Mama had that furniture, had that plastic on it. He had done bought it about 15, 20 years ago. It still look new because you ain't going to tell puss stuff. She had that big old wooden dining room table that took 4-5 men to lift. And she had that bed with that frame on it with them wheels on there. Back when furniture was real furniture back then, wasn't no particle board or wood. Kept that same furniture 20 years. Y'all can't figure out an air bed. Y'all can't figure out food. She would go get that food. I don't care if you had beans and rice all the time. I don't care if it was just a little chicken and some, you know what I'm saying, some cornbread or whatever. You ate, didn't you? And on Sunday, she made sure you had some kind of little Sunday dinner, a little peach cobbler or something. She had time to be your mama. She had time, all them 7-8 kids, she had time to be their mama. All of that, she had time to be their mama. What's wrong with you, boy? Come here. Oh, mama, what's going on? Do you need to talk to your daddy? Come here, gal. What's going on with you, gal? No, mama, this going on in school. Well, what's going on in school? Y'all running around here, can't juggle one child. No man in the house. It's just you and the child in the house. You can't juggle that, the kid, the daycare, and your McDonald's manager job. You can't manage it. You can't handle it. Got to drop these kids off at daycare at 7 o'clock in the morning. Get up. If you quit partying all night and trying to be the throat goat all night, you get enough sleep so you can get up. If you stop waiting for little man to go to sleep at 2 a.m. and calling his daddy over, you won't let him see his son. You get mad when the daddy go and have another relationship, but you still want him to come through and smash you. You won't make a family with him, but you'll be his jump off. You won't be his woman, but you'll be his side piece. Make that make sense. If you stop doing all of that, you'd be able to get some sleep so you can wake up in the morning and take him to school or take him to daycare, wherever you got to take him. The school have them for 8 hours. You ain't even dealing with them the whole time. You weak. Huh? Yeah, I said it. And you always trying to spin a narrative that make it okay for you to be dysfunctional. For you not to be able to hold a man and a marriage. It's not just about, I just want to be able to say I have a man. I'm going to cook that when we get back. But for now, after these messages, we'll be right back.
Hey, brothers, I want to tell you about a website called blackmenszone.com. Now, Black Men's Zone is a site that specifically targets black men. It's a place where black men talk about issues that solely affect them. Now, at Black Men's Zone, the topics will range from news to society, sports, technology, business, food and recipes. Some brothers got to cook too. Gaming, and some of your brothers like doing some of that. Health and fitness, got to get your workout on. Music, movies, and many other topics. Now, there's not many forums around these days for black men, and because black men have to create them. Now, this particular website is more of a forum based, something simple, not social media. You can write what you need to write, say what you need to say, get off pretty quick. But if you're interested, brothers, to at least go there, and I want you to check it out, engage in the topics, go to blackmenszone.com, sign up for an account, and get engaged in the conversation.
So please go ahead and hit the link at the top of the chat, blackmenszone.com. Become a part of the conversation or start one of your own. You can think of that forum as a online virtual mail space, sort of like a barbershop or any other mail, the garage or whatever that men gathered in real life. Blackmenszone.com functions that way online for men. So definitely become a part of the conversation by clicking the link and joining the forum. Now, I don't know how many likes I got, but I know I owe y'all a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button. Bam, bam. You got to, Go ahead and hit that like button, and we are going to come back and cook. Thank you, Hakeem. Said this generation of women have more rights, more income, more education than any other group in women history, but take more antidepressant and anxiety meds, but they happy though. Keep cooking. Exactly. Thank you so much, Too Tall. So right on, Kendra, we have ethnic zones now. Thank you so much. Let's deal with y'all. You don't want to go through anything just to say that you have a man. I'm so tired of that. I don't know what to do. I'm so tired of that. I don't know what to do. Not only do you know how to not, you don't know how to keep a man. It go beyond keeping a man, since that seemed to be a problem for y'all. You don't have any idea how to create nor maintain the type of environment in a relationship where a man stays. See, the concept of keeping a man is a struggle to you. It's a struggle in your mind because you're thinking of it like a prisoner warden situation, that you got to do things to lock him away or keep him from straying, or keeping a dog or like training a monkey. I don't know what you think it is. But the part that you miss, and I don't know how you missing it. Ain't you smart?
Since you got your degree and you know every fucking thing.
Ain't you smart? Thought you was smart. Can't figure it out? When you create an environment, when you do your part to create an environment within the relationship where the man is satisfied, where he is contented, and where he is at peace, you don't gotta wrangle him and keep him and go through everything to say you're keeping a man. The environment and the spirit and the energy that you put through and put forward into relationship, ain't no way you want to go. Ain't no way he trying to go. Where you going? Where you going? You know why y'all think like that? Put a 1 in the chat if you want to know why they really think like that. The reason why they think that way is because they have never, ever, ever in their adult life and in the history of their sexual activity dealt with a man beyond the transaction of sex and money. What would you know about what it takes to create a functional, positive, healthy environment in which to nurture a relationship when you've always only ever been a side chick and a jump off? What would you know about that? What would you know? What would you know about it? What would you know about running a household with a man in it and with children in it, in a marriage, when all your kids got different baby daddies, and you didn't require a marriage for now one of them. You didn't even so much as require a dedicated relationship, let alone a marriage, in order to have them kids. What would you know? You and your baby daddies fight like cats and dogs in the street. Let's say, for instance, that Big Mama did fight Big Daddy. They argued a lot, and their marriage wasn't necessarily some type of fantasy. At least she was fighting for her marriage. She was in one to fight for it. Y'all be in situationships, windmilling in the street for men that have never committed or dedicated to you nothing at all. The only thing he ever dedicated to you was a skeet and a nut. And y'all going through phones. Y'all having internet beefs. Y'all rolling up on so-called the other women. And y'all are windmilling in the street with the so-called other women and him. And you ain't had nan relationship. So what you fighting for? What you fighting for? What relationship you trying to save? Which one you mad at? She went through all that stuff supposedly just to say she had a man, and you going through worse and ain't got nan. So who's really goofy? You getting so-called cheated on because you really ain't getting cheated on because you're not in relationships. Let's start there. You single and he's single. So ain't no cheating going on. Let's get that straight. The vast majority of you have never been cheated on because you've never been in a relationship. You've never been in a marriage. So you ain't never been cheated on. You just in a rotation. I don't know why. Can't get it through your head. You know the chick that he screwed. You know the other baby mama. You know her. She live up the block. She live 10 minutes from you. Her kid go to the same school yours go to. Talking about, I ain't gonna share no man. You share him every day. Because you the jump off. I don't what you going through his phone for. He's single. He got a gajillion of them in there. He got so many women in there, you might as well put that phone down. He got all kind of text messages and D pics and all kind of other stuff in that phone. You might as well put that phone down. Always talking about what kind of thing you ain't gonna put up with. You puts up with everything and ain't had not one relationship, not one. You puts up with cheating, quote unquote. You puts up with disrespect. Some of the male hyenas put their hands on you. You put up with that. Don't nobody even care about what y'all be talking about abuse, because can't nobody save you. Can't nobody save you from it. He could be whooping you till you rope like okra. And you'll cry, he put his hands on me, to your girlfriend, and you'll be right back over that next week trying to get pregnant. So that's why I don't put no stock in them little abuse stories neither. I don't listen to them neither. You prove to me you serious when you leave him and don't go back. But to be back over there on your knees, trying to compete because you don't want him to pay more attention to the other baby mama than he do you. So that whooping he gave you must not have been that bad. That's how I view it. Wasn't that bad. You ain't even in the house with him or nothing like that. You taking whoopings. You taking whoopings from a man that don't live with you, ain't married to you, from what you say he don't pay nothing. Girl, if he ain't paying nothing, he ain't got no say, but he put his hands on you. The math ain't mathing because y'all tell a lot of conflicting stories. One minute, he whooping on you. The next minute, you know, he beating on you. The next minute, he done cussed you out. The next minute, he the best thing you ever had, you know, and all this kind of stuff. He is my baby daddy. The next minute, you're down at the courthouse taking him through the ringer for child support. Next thing you know, y'all in the street fighting like cats and dogs. And then the next week, y'all lovey-dovey. That's my man. I ain't going nowhere. I'm his ride or die. And then get online and talk about you don't do struggle love. Girl, if y'all not, where my fan go? If, boop, 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 boop. If you don't knock that off. Or get dead online talking about you don't take struggle love and that's all you ever been in. Then you want to look at your grandma. You want to look at married women. And just because her marriage go through a little something, you know, it ain't, I wouldn't put up with that. Just say I had a man. Girl, shut up. You put up with everything to say you got them 3-4 baby daddies. Shut up. You put up with anything just to say, you know what, I'ma always be the baby mama and have access. Y'all don't know how ridiculous y'all sound and how ridiculous you look. Always running around here about talking about what you're not going to put up with and the standards that you have. You don't have not one standard, not one. All of them is trash. All of them. Every last one of them. You don't raise your kids worth nothing. They raise themselves. All you do is go out and smoke weed and this and that. Or you're working all day and ain't paying them no attention. I don't need no man. Never stop to think that your child need his daddy. Never stop to think about that. Thank you, Alan Melton. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Devon, for your contribution, beloved. Thank you, RO. Said black women back then before food stamps in Section 8, aka Section 8, black men had houses and homes built on black men, which was solid, not white supremacist garbage cans to live in and sin. Thank you so much. Thank you, Pierre. Said my grandmother had a daycare when I was little and she managed 15 kids every day with no issues. We all had breakfast, lunch, and sometimes dinner if they had to wait for the parent. Thank you. Thank you, Damien. Said burn them up. We going at it. Thank you, Miss 39 Dina, sweetheart. Thank you so much. Thank you, Keith. Said if a man is slavery to modern women, that man, the man that keeps a modern woman is a fool for accepting so-called femininity. Thank you, Barry, for your super sticker, sweetheart. And thank you, Jamie, for yours as well. It's slavery to keep a marriage together. It's slavery to keep a marriage together. Life is not about having a man. Let me talk about what your life is like. Women have no idea what their purpose is. You really think your purpose is to go out here into the workforce and the rat race? work for somebody else's company, make them rich while you struggle from paycheck to paycheck? Take your anxiety pills and your antidepressant pills, jump from man to man and situationship to situationship because you free, because you living your best life. Whenever you get pregnant and it's a oops and you ain't really trying to deal with it, you got the freedom to go kill it. Or you have it and be mad at it because you had it. And make your little money, because more than half of you ain't got that little money y'all be talking about y'all making. So you paycheck to paycheck, you average just like everybody else. You getting average pay like everybody else. Y'all ain't balling. Y'all ain't got no money. And once again, you go from man to man to man. All trying to holler you don't need no man, but you studying one face. Studying his face. And when you can't find one, or when don't damn want you, you get older and you be mad at the world. Because that job and all of them nights out and all of them men you let sleep with you that didn't have no interest. You dated without purpose. You dated without intent. You casually had sex with this one and that one, whoever turned you on. And it was fun in your 20s. It might even been fun in your 30s. And I don't know how many thousands of women got to run headlong into that wall before other women get that message. I don't know how many women who traveled that path got to end up in the desolation of the boneyard before other women realize that's where the path leads you to. I have yet to hear any woman, I don't care what her tax bracket is, I don't care what her education level is. I have yet to hear any of them women truly express bliss and happiness. And a true satisfaction in all of them decisions. Most of them, if they could have done it again, would have done that differently. I don't know what modern women think their purpose is. They literally think their purpose is to go out here and be men. Work. What else is your life? What is the life? What your life is? Because I can't see nothing but work. Raise them little out of wedlock, dysfunctional kids you got. Work some more. Try to party to get your mind off of it. Try to de-stress because you highly stressed. Complain about all the men in your life. And when somebody pointed out, life ain't just about having no man. And I have yet to hear one modern woman tell me what her purpose is outside of that. Her purpose. Not the stuff she able to do. Her purpose. Why is she breathing air? It's slavery to you because, like I said before, you can't think of nothing else but the scummiest men of the earth. I'm trying to figure out, where do you think why do you think that you keep running into scums of the earth? Could it be that you keep running into trash men because you in the trash with him? And that's how you running into him. Because all of these women's reference points for relationships is the most negative, extreme thing that you could think of. Beating, cheating, lying, this, that. Because there's work to do in a relationship is slavery. Because when you get into a healthy relationship, there's something for you to do. And that's slavery. That's slavery, y'all. Are we in any kind of confusion about why our community not really a community no more? Because the women have decided that family units, and by extension communities, is slavery for them because it's work for them to do in a relationship. They can't just kick their toe up and have a man serve their every need. So it's slavery. She'll go to that job and she'll make her boss's life as easy as possible in that job. She'll do extra work. She'll take on workloads without taking on higher pay. At her same pay rate, she'll be doing 2-3 different people's jobs. And she'll smile when she come in there, and she'll smile when she leave. In the hope that at some point, a higher up, a supervisor, somebody will see what she do and give her that little 50-cent raise and that little half a promotion that they gonna promise her. She a slave for 20, 30 years like that. She'll sacrifice the health of her children. She'll sacrifice being in the home with them. She will sacrifice her family connections and relationships to make somebody else rich and to fulfill somebody else's dream, not even so much as her own. All for a pat on the head. Maybe a retirement plan if she's smart. Or tell somebody, or brag or to somebody else that she can put on her resume how much work she did and how she helped the company do this and how she helped the company do that and how she was instrumental. And when this happened and when that happened and the company wouldn't have moved forward on this project had it not been for her ingenuity and her resourcefulness. And she'll say all of that. But when it comes to her marriage, she don't care what's on that resume. Baby daddies on the resume, ran through on the resume, abortions on the resume. Paternity fraud on the resume. Hoeing on the resume. Ain't no man never prospered or moved forward by being associated with her. Because she'll be dead in her grave before her husband benefit from any skill set she has ever displayed or any amount of education that she has ever gotten. She will be dead in her grave. Do you understand me? Before anybody that's not Mr. Cartwright would benefit from any skill set or any education that she was ever afforded. So if she know how to do books as an accountant and her husband have a business, she would not dare lift a finger to help him do that. This shows the mentality of the modern woman. No value for family. She doesn't think it's worth it to sacrifice for her family because there's not a paycheck involved. White man pay a paycheck. The sense of accomplishment of being a good mom, of being a good wife, of being able to be counted on by the people that's closest to you. To have them people to look at you as an asset and see you as valuable and know that we wouldn't have been able to do half of what we did without mama or without my wife. She don't want that. That's not payment. That's slavery, not payment. Do you understand? You understand how lost that is? You know what kind of joy I get helping my husband in his business ventures? Being an asset to him in that way. I'm more than just the bed and some food. He can get that. I just met that man this year. He been eating and in the bed before he met me. I'm pretty sure that he can figure out the bedroom and an egg sandwich without me. I'm certain. I'm certain he could do it. He been doing it. The sense of accomplishment it is when he come up with something, a plan, and then I help, and then it's like, yeah, this worked. This worked. This is good. This is we doing this. Worked perfectly fine. Like, yeah, we did. Teamwork. You get happy like that at the job. When they say you did a good job on that presentation, you, oh, well, thank you. Get the dance on the jig for Mr. Cartwright, don't you? I'm disgusted. Thank you so much, Ruben. They say, even though we're only worth dollars in D, Big Daddy's presence stabilized Big Mama's mental while they raised them 12 kids. She had her sanity, and they all had the same daddy, but she was losing, though. Exactly. Y'all are suffering with them 1 or 2 kids in ways that Big Mama wasn't suffering with 12 because she kept the daddy around. Y'all refuse to keep the daddies around. And then you wonder why you start breaking down. It's too hard because 2 heads was supposed to be better than 1, fool. You wasn't meant to do that by yourself. You was not meant to raise 2, 3, 4 kids by yourself. You wasn't meant to do that. That was never the setup. That's why you suffering in it. That was never the setup. You was supposed to get help. Your help was supposed to be your husband. And your husband was supposed to be the same man, that fathered them kids. And guess which one of them things you were supposed to do first? Thank you, Simon, for your super sticker, beloved. Keeping a man in a marriage is slavery and toxicity. Remember that. But singlehood, baby mamaism, jumping from man to man, and never really being in a relationship is not toxic. I want y'all to remember that. Stupid stuff like this. Black women are single mothers even when they marry. What kind of foolishness is this? Might as well stay single, is easier. You tell me which baby mama said it was easy. Because from all I hear is y'all complaining about how hard it is. So is it hard or is it easy? Because if it's easy, stop complaining about what the men don't do. Don't go to child support and what y'all in child support court for. If it's easy, why do you want the men around, not even his dollar, not even the dollar that he give you? Shouldn't need it, shouldn't want it. It's easy. Remember? Is that why all y'all be baby mamas? Because it's easy? That why y'all get on social media and cry about how y'all can't take it no more? Because it's easy? Look at this tripe. Just because you have work to do as a mother, he cannot be there 24 hours a day to help you change diapers and chase kids around. You want him to work. You want him to get a bag. Don't you? You want him to have 6-7 figures. Do you not? He got to go out there and build. Yes. He need to be a high value man. Right? So which high value man, which man that earned the kind of money you think he should be earning got time to sit around with you and change a baby diaper? Which one? I want to know. You want him to be able to take you on vacations and trips and buy you a home and a car, and you don't have to worry about the finances and all that. You want him to be able to do that. He ain't got time to do nothing now. He ain't got time to be with you, with that baby. But what he will do is provide the system, order, and structure under which you raise the child. Because whether he's a 7-figure man or not, whether he a 6-figure man or not, you married him, didn't you? He had babies by him, did you not? So you let him choose you, didn't you? You accepted that proposal, didn't you? You walked down that aisle with a gun to your head. I don't remember no gun. Y'all the one want to work 15 hours and raise 4 kids. Y'all want to do that. Because even when he have the means to sit you down as a housewife, what do y'all complain about? If he leave me one day, I ain't gonna have nothing. So I gotta work. So shut up. Shut up. You doing this? I need you to do this. Can't have it both ways. You either gonna be chilling as a stay-at-home mom because your man got the finances to deal with it all, or you want to do it all. You want to be superwoman. You want to go out there and do a 15-hour shift. You know you got 3 kids. And you they mama, I don't care what kind of work you doing. Your first work is not the job that you have. That's not your first work. When you are married with children, that's not your first job. Your first job is wife and mother. Those are your jobs. So this little narrative right here, married women are single moms too. Y'all need to get rid of that. Anything to keep you single. Anything to lead other women astray and keep the boneyard full of disgruntled females that think it's all good till they get older. And thotting and bopping don't got the same luster and shine and glitter that it did in their 20s and early 30s. It don't hit the same way. You know, when you get too old to go out to the club. When you're too old for that. When you're too old to be on Tinder. When you're too old for that. When your children get older and wonder why they struggled and where they daddy at. So, let me see. Thank you, Marquise. Said my soon-to-be ex-wife complained that she felt like a single mother because of my oil field job. Now she needs the same money the job provide. Exactly. I'm tired of that. We married, but we single moms. You just have your job to do. Nobody told you that you was able to clock out of being a mama. You're not able to clock out. That's a 24/7 job. You are never able to clock out of that job. You can never clock out of the mommy job. You never clock out of that. Ever. I don't care how old your kids get. Huh? I don't even have biological children. The ones that I raised two. One of them passed away. The other one's still here. I still mother her. I still got to mother her. She still come to me for mothering. You don't never clock out of that. Ever. He got his job to do in the marriage. I bet you Marquise ain't never asked his wife to come down to that oil field and help him do nothing. If Mr. Bowden is in here, would that be correct? I bet you he ain't never told his wife, come down here to the oil field, help me do this work, do this manual labor work. My daddy never asked my mama to come through and lift a truck engine. He ain't never asked her to do that. Because that's what he was doing. I don't recall him one time tell her, come on down here and help me work on these trucks. He ain't never tell her to do that. These men are not asking y'all to come shoulder the burden of his work. And you wouldn't do it if he asked you. If he had a $6 billion business and he asked you to be his personal secretary to make it a $10 billion business, you wouldn't do it. Say, baby, I got this business to be $6 billion annually. If you only would be my secretary, we go to 10. You wouldn't do it. You argue about it. I ain't none of your slave. None of you would ever have been in Jeff Bezos' wife's position or Bill Gates' wife's position. There's a reason why when Jeff Bezos and his wife divorced, he didn't even say nothing. He just handed her a big slice of that money. He didn't even say nothing else. It wasn't even it didn't hurt him none. He just gave him a few $1 million. Here you go. Here you go. Because whatever the reason was that they divorced, she was with him before Amazon became Amazon. She was with him. Bill Gates' wife was with him when they were sitting in that garage. And Microsoft wasn't Microsoft then. You don't know nothing about investing in your relationship. Putting something into it. Garbage in, garbage out. If you don't put nothing, no effort into your relationship, what do you think you're supposed to get out of it? You get nothing. Nothing from nothing, leave nothing. Nothing times nothing is nothing. Thank you, Painful Excellence says salute, sis. Salute to you too, sweetheart. Thank you, Devon says singing Karen White. I'm not your superwoman. Sing. Okay. Thank you so much, Joe Chill said this message is the ultimate example of how femininity is synonymous with insight. You can't teach it. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you so much, sweetheart. Thank you so much, Bureau, for your super sticker, beloved. Need a man for her very existence. Want to talk about is slavery. Would not be on the internet, on a mobile device or an internet capable device of any kind had it not been for men. Wouldn't be so somewhere safe enough to chill and relax and say stupid stuff in my chat room. If it wasn't for the protection of men, if it wasn't for the society that men built for you. Because women sure ain't finna build it. I ain't coming to protect nobody. You can call me if you want on 911. You be waiting. You'd be another casualty, be a toe tag on you. Waiting on me. I ain't coming to do nothing. I sing at your funeral. That's about all I got for you. Driving on the roads and in the vehicles that men created. Men thought that up. Men thought about infrastructures. Women ain't thought about nothing. Women ain't thought about nothing but the comfort of it. How can we be comfortable? All these modern conveniences, and you still complain about simple stuff like dishes and housework. Whole dishwashers and washing machines and dryers and stove. Y'all act like y'all got to go outside and build a fire. or something. Whole supermarkets. You ain't hunted nan cow to get and ain't slaughtered nan pig, get them pork chops you smothered. They all in the supermarket. You ain't in nan danger going in there to get it. Food done been processed. It's in a can. It's in a box. It's half cooked. It's smoked already. Yeah, I don't feel like cooking. It don't take but 15 minutes. Funny how y'all don't feel like cooking, but y'all be fat. So you feel like eating. You know what? Let me get out of here. Let me get out of here. Let me see if anybody drops some cash apps. We're gonna see if it's a cash app in here. Thank you, Miss Kelly. Thank you, Patrick, and thank you, War Machine, for the cash app contributions. I greatly appreciate you so very much. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. But before I do so, I want you guys to go ahead and go to crimsoncure.com and pick up your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, Lies of Feminism and the Road to Recovery. Go ahead and pick that up, your physical copy at crimsoncure.com. You can get your digital copy on Amazon. Both links are in the description box as well. I want to thank everyone for coming through. I want to thank everyone for your contributions and all of the wonderful things. We may have a very late show tomorrow because I want to talk about what's his name? Megan Good's ex-husband. What's his name? Devon Franklin. Ain't that his name? Pandering in the pulpit. We got to talk about that. We need to talk about that. I know y'all seen that clip. Simping. Keeping women single. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a show tomorrow, but it's going to be a late show because I got some things to do that's very pressing and right at my show time. So I'm not going to be able to do the show at my regular time. But I'd rather do a late show than an early show because I'm not going to be able to do it early either. But I don't want to not do a show. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because we got to talk about it. Okay, we got to talk about it. Yeah, that was him, Trey. That was him. Just Panda Bear. So anyways, we got to talk about that. So I just want to let y'all know, I'm going to post the time of the show. It's going to be later. Okay. Like by a couple of hours. But I want y'all to be aware of that. We got to cook him. When I saw that clip, I got to cook him. There ain't no way you just gonna turn the whole word around like that. Not Panderson Cooper. UFO, not Panderson. I'm done. Let me see. Thank you, Bureau Hammer, for your super sticker again, sweetheart. Thank you, Owen O, for your contribution. And also thank you again, Painful Excellence. So funny how y'all don't feel like cooking, but y'all be fat. That's what I'm trying to say. You ain't miss no meal. So somebody doing something. Anyway, let me get on up out of here. I am going to wrap this up. Jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.